Vic, mic check.
Okay, so here's the thing. In the black comics community, there's this big feud going on. Alright? The question is, which is the better martial arts flick from the 80s? Is it The Karate Kid, the original, right? Or Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon?
Last Dragon, hands down.
Wow, you said that so fast.
Because I don't consider Karate Kid a good martial arts flick.
Talk to me, why not?
It's a solid movie.
Yep.
It's a good, feel-good 80s movie.
Okay.
It does feature martial arts, but in the most limited fashion.
Okay.
It's not a natural presentation of
Okay.
it.
Yeah, it's an 80s movie where, like, you got the loser kid that, like, reaches his full potential, right? Instead of it being a ski resort or, like, some high school thing,
Right.
it's through martial arts.
Now here's my one pushback on it. Between the two, The Karate Kid certainly has the more iconic representation of martial arts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, like you see somebody go for the crane, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Without question. I know I've done it. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
I'm Ryan Seymore, owner of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio.
The best shop in the universe.
Best shop on
No,
Lozelle.
In the universe of Lozelle, whatever you want to call it, however you want to do it. Dude, how you doing this week?
Pretty decent.
Awesome,
Pretty decent.
awesome sauce. This was kind of a big week again.
Yes.
I still feel like they could have spread this out to the week before.
A little bit.
Just kind of
So that 1 week where there was like, they could have.
All right, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Got a lot here in honorable mentions pile.
Yes.
We've got two that are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to before we get too deep.
Yeah.
I want to say something that there were a couple books that we would
Man.
have taken a look at, but because they're so good and we've been talking them up, they got bought up in polls.
Yeah.
Space Riders #2.
Yep.
Couldn't
Put it. Yeah.
Artemis Assassin.
Yep.
And then also Undone by Blood. So those probably would have been
Would have
here.
definitely been up here, but we couldn't risk other people's merch. That's wrong.
Yeah.
So
Customers were in the show.
yeah. However, clear indicator that we've got to bump up orders because
Which is a good problem.
Yeah, it's like a
really
great
good
thing.
problem.
That means that people are buying, people are reading,
Yeah.
and liking what they're getting. So good for you and for us.
Very good.
Just not on the show this week. So for that we apologize. But good job. All right, since I've got 4 here,
Yeah.
Can I start with one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna start with Sacred 6. This is from Dynamite. It's a first issue, teen friendly. First of all, the thing that got me was the very saga-esque lettering.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" And then at the top it says Vampirilla, Draculina, Pantha, Nyx, Chastity, Lilith. Good, evil, repeat. I was like, okay, I'm interested. Then you get to Priest, Jay Lee, Gabrielle Ibarra. And I'm like, and reading this. So let me first flat out say, this is written by the Christopher Priest. Illustrated by Jay Lee and Gabrielle Ibarra. This is fun. And I was trying to think, like, in terms of teams, who does Dynamite have? Do they have a super team?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, they really don't.
So, a very interesting mix of female-led Dynamite characters in some form of a team-up. I'm all there. I'm like, yeah, let's try this. It's like hardcore pulpish Avengers, if you will. Like, it's kind of fantastic. The storytelling is jarring because it's not disjointed, but it cuts in interesting ways. So like it's almost like each little segment of story is its own chapter.
Okay.
So it bounces a lot. So if you're not familiar with the characters, that might be difficult. But at the same time, if you're not familiar with the characters, this sets ground really well.
Okay.
Like you're really interested and intrigued by what's going on because you don't really know exactly how this is going to play out. So it's a lot of fun. It looks like it's steeped in a lot of the characters' backstory. So might be grounds for you to grab this and then go buy some trades.
They do
So
a good job of trade paperbacking stuff.
very good, very good. So definitely check that one out because that was dope.
All right, G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, Deadgame #1. The creative team is pretty much Rob Liefeld.
I didn't realize that.
Story and art, Rob Liefeld. Script dialogue, Chad Bowers.
Okay.
Interesting. Colors, Federico Blee. Additional inks, Abeliso Corona. Letterers, and world design. So it starts off
I gotta look at this.
with like some dude fighting some other dude that may be Thor. I'm not sure. Mjolnir is referenced. All right. I had two thoughts going into this, and I might not have had the right frame of mind to pick this up and read it. I went in hoping for a Major X situation. And if you're not familiar with Major X, they let Rob Liefeld write a alternate timeline, a cable crossover thing with a character named Major X, and it sucked. But it sucked with such ferocity that it was good. So I was kind of hoping for that with this one, and it doesn't have that Major X quality, and it's not bad. Like, so I don't know what to think of it just yet. It's got ninja action. So if you want to see Snake Eyes like butchering the heck out of like a whole bunch of people, robots, other ninjas, people that might work for Blackwater, I don't know. It's in here. Like it's there. It's got these components. I don't know what to think of it though.
So, okay, seeing the art for this, who do you think this book is dedicated to? Is it older Snake Eyes G.I. Joe fans, or are they trying to tap into a teen market that might jump into this? Who do you?
I don't know.
Okay,
that's the thing is I don't know that it has an identity because it's very much like it's Rob Liefeld's art, but it's an evolved Rob Liefeld. Like it's actually really solid. It's like the
I mean, yeah, because it doesn't seem like it's losing itself.
Yeah.
In itself too much.
Yeah, like it's simplistic. All of the things that people complain about, like, oh, they can't draw feet, can't draw hands. He's doing a really solid job of.
Yeah.
The backgrounds were there. I don't know. Like it's issue 2 is going to have to grab me. Like something more, like because this character actually has a ton of potential,
right?
Because I get the vibe that he's like the first ninja ever.
Oh,
or like a ninja god or something,
right?
Which
God of ninjas,
yeah. Some really cool stuff can be done with it, and if you're just wanting to tell a story of like G.I. Joe and Snake Eyes killing stuff, I'm in.
That should work. That should work. Is there enough teenage snark to this story?
No.
Okay. Then that says it all right there. Yeah. I'm asking because in a recent episode of Cartoonist Kayfabe, and Mark Miller was on there, and he was talking about like teenagers love Rob Liefeld's work because it speaks to them. And then I just did an interview with Fabian Nicieza, and he was talking about like that's part of the success of X-Force initially was that like teenage angst, the tone that he was bringing to it. So you have Rob's art, some snark dialogue, teen friendly. Maybe that's what the problem is. They missed who this was supposed to be for.
Yeah. Well, you got a character that doesn't talk.
Right. Like, which means like you can have all kinds of fun, crazy snark action from the bad guys, and then he just blows you off because he never says anything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But I'm sorry, that didn't happen. All right, so Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, number 51. We've got Ryan Perot. We've got Moisey Hidalga. Colors by Walter Bayamonte. Letters by Ed Dukeshire. Listen, I will go get Power Ranger toys, and I will set them up around my house and have the greatest battles inspired by this series. Let me just say this. Dark Rangers,
Mhm.
Zed,
Yeah.
Draken. I mean, I don't even know what else we could talk about. All of this is happening. This is post the exodus of Trini and Jason and Zach, and the new three are there, and it's fun. You're seeing a continuation of their, trying to fit in with the rest of the Rangers. Yeah. Tommy's now the White Ranger, not the Green Ranger, which is definitely a blow for me because I prefer the Green Ranger. But still dope. Still dope. Like they're literally like doing this with intrigue, and it makes me wonder. I'm going to say this out loud. Mm-hmm. Yes, Power Rangers has been a live action phenomenon for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Why is there not a cartoon series? I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break your brain, but I literally don't understand why there is not a cartoon series.
It would be
featuring these characters.
You could do so much.
You could. Like, they're literally doing it in comics, and I don't know why it's not translating into other media where you don't have, it doesn't matter about the footage, it doesn't matter about who the actors are or their relationships. You can still tell those stories as you are in comic book form, but do it animated.
That's got to be an intellectual property thing, right? Like someone owns
It's got to be them. It's them or Hasbro. I think Hasbro has it now.
And animation is so huge now.
You figure
there's never been a Power Rangers cartoon.
That's what I'm saying. There's never been one, which is why I'm like, how is that possible? How is that possible? There has never been a Power Rangers cartoon. And tell me you wouldn't love seeing the animated Megazords? You could start all over. Like you could do a total different verse of Mighty Morphin, just as they have for Boom, and just animate those. Lord Draken? You've never seen that in the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to let that out. It's one of those things. I'm sorry.
That's the show right there. Where do we go from
What else
there?
can we talk about? Why has there never been a Power Rangers cartoon? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, you can different styles, chibi style, whatever you want. You could do an all girl Ranger show if you wanted to, an offshoot, whatever.
No, legit. Like my brain is just like, how is this? We're living in the darkest timeline.
That's what it is. That's what happened. We're living in the darkest timeline because there's not a Power Rangers cartoon, and there absolutely could be. You figure right now, especially like animation is one of the few acting businesses that can continue on uninterrupted due to COVID.
How? This is stupid. This is
Just
stupid.
Just saying. Just throwing it out.
Whoever owns the property right for that,
Get it together. Get it together. Okay. So of our sames, what do you want to check out?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
care.
sorry. I'm sorry. I ruined the whole show.
Engineward, maybe.
Let's do it. So, Engineward. This is from Vault. We've got creative teams: George Mann, art by Joe Eisma, colored by Michael Garland, lettered by Hassan Ostemin El Hadu. I wasn't sure if that's a. Oh no, maybe it's an O. How? Maybe how? How? I don't know. I have to learn these things. Let me just say, like, the design here, graphic design wise, is hot.
Yeah.
Like, this is sexy, and I really, really like it. Dialogue story wise, it's breathless. It's quick.
Mm-hmm.
I like the art. It's loose.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think Joe is someone to watch. The more work Joe does, the better Joe will get. And I think we will be talking about Joe with a lot of reverence very soon, as Joe gets more comfortable with some of the things that he has to draw.
Yeah. Because it's like a very two different worlds are going on.
Mm-hmm.
You got the one that's like this very gritty, very low tech, survival of the fittest type society where
Right.
stuff's gone wrong, and then you got this opulent,
Yes.
like, ruling class kind of thing going on. So he's got these two different things that he's showcasing, and it's gorgeous. And the colors Michael Garland has chosen to
Solid.
delineate these two worlds.
Very, very solid. Yeah, there's a lot of building here. You get some sense of stakes, but you're not quite certain of time.
Yeah.
You're not quite certain of like all of the ramifications of this world. Like
Yes.
you're seemingly on an unknown planet, but you don't know, like, is it truly unknown? Is it a far future Earth, and there's just a misconception about it, very, a la Planet of the Apes? You're not sure. So that's kind of fun to see those characters build that way. And it's nice.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it.
I really dug it.
Yeah. Like, without knowing anything about it, it was a solid
Great
read.
jump off.
And that cover had me. I was like,
yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Next, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal number 2. Snyder, Capullo, Glapian, Placinia.
We finally get to see Batum.
Batum. Man. Batum.
Such disrespect.
So, that's beyond disrespect. That was mean. That was downright mean. He had no chance.
Yeah.
No chance whatsoever. So here's the thing. I've been honest and critical in a lot of ways of Snyder's writing. There's so much of it that, for whatever reason, it just doesn't quite resonate with my reader brain.
Yeah.
And I think I figured it out as to why.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of what Scott does would serve him better to not try to reach a higher audience. Like, the tone of this, and this is all going back to like the idea of Rob Liefeld stuff.
Yeah.
The tone of this should be rock star, crazy, cool.
Yeah.
But it's trying to also infuse a lot of smart behind it. And those two things are in conflict. It's very difficult to have the rebellious rock star crazy and still be overly thoughtful, meticulous.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do that. And that's what I'm not seeing from here, is just the crazy. Because, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I should be all over this.
Yeah.
But there's something about, like, there's so many parts and pieces that try to go together to fit to make this all as scary as they want it to be. It's almost too much. Like, I get lost forest for the trees.
Yeah. Because there's so many really, really cool concepts. Like the one that we just... And then this one was like, holy crap.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That is freaking scary.
You can't just go around doing that.
No, one should not just go around doing that. That is a mistake, like
Yeah.
100%. But I think that's ultimately my criticism of Scott's work. I think he has great ideas. It's just the execution. He could ramp back all of the stuff that he puts in as though he doesn't realize that he's Scott Snyder. I feel like he's still trying.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. Like, just let it breathe and just be, because you are a good writer. Like, your concepts are high notch. I think this should give me the same feels that Deceased does.
Yeah.
Deceased doesn't try to get in its way of trying to explain why this and all that. It just does it. And then you're just like, I can't believe you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, because two of the characters that are in here, I want to, like, give me an entire miniseries about this person.
Yep. But it's gotta just let itself have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem here. It's trying too hard and not having enough fun.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible thing to say, because I don't know if he's not. I'm sure he's enjoying this. It's his thing. He gets to play and do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But when you're working with, like, Greg and you're working with Jonathan, and they kick out, like, amazing visuals, sometimes it just let the heavy storytelling be something else.
Less Grant Morrison, more Scott Snyder.
Boom. 3-pointer at the buzzer, and you win the game. That's just me. Or it sounds like it's us.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, so moving on to the acrylic.
Jace.
What do we have? All three the same?
I believe so.
All three the same. Where do you want to start?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a toughie. Because this one took me places, and then...
Let's do it. Once in Future number 9. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Kieran Gillen.
Yes.
Dan Mora.
Yes.
Samara Bond.
Say it again. This book is magic. Yeah. Now this one is heavy, but breathes in a way that you can accept. Listen, when Merlin, no spoiler because he's already been in the series, when Merlin starts talking about the ramification of his plan and what they did, I was like, oh my God, I know who's there.
Yeah. And
whoa, is that a problem?
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Because immediately I'm like, oh.
Now what do you do? Because that's who, and if that's not there, then uh-oh. And really, let's be honest here, is that the worst? Or is it someone that they're related to that's even worse than them?
Yeah. Because there was...
Yep.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, are they both there?
I would say so.
Oh,
right.
Dag nabbit.
And that's the worst, especially if the notion is who got sent was, as the previous issue was setting up, was alluding to, the main characters here were in fact those two.
Yeah.
It's this one and that. That'll all make sense when you read this, okay?
Yeah.
Don't even worry about deciphering it now. It'll make sense when you read it.
Because if you have not been following Once and Future, it is a story about ancient myths, epic poems, are founded in some form of reality.
Yes.
There was a King Arthur, there was a Merlin, there was a court, a round table, there was a Beowulf.
Yeah.
And they are real. They are not necessarily what you think they might be.
Right.
And in this world, there are people that will fight the monsters and stave them off to keep humanity safe.
Yes.
And Gran, an older woman, and her grandson, who has been conscripted into this life, stop King Arthur from going full King Arthur on everything. And
in this world, going full King Arthur is bad.
Yeah. It's not a
super bad.
Yeah, because he's there for the Britons.
Yeah.
And if you're not a Briton,
he ain't there for you.
Yeah.
Britain is a very small island.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, let's just keep that 100.
We're talking Britons.
Yeah.
Like,
not United Kingdom Britons.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay? So, you cross that county line, he's like, you're not one of us.
No.
Not one of us. And I will exact that judiciously because you're not one of us.
And the way Dan Mora draws all of this stuff.
Oh my God. The living action on the page.
Yeah. Like, it flows so well. It conveys that epicness because these characters aren't just like some random person thrown in.
Yeah.
It's dreamlike where it needs to be.
Yep.
It shows that separation between mundane and magic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gran, is awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
What is it like with Boom right now? All right. So you got Once and Future.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Something is Killing Children.
Power Rangers.
And Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But like, it seems like these are staggered. Like Once and Future and Something's Killing, and each issue is like one upping
the other one. Like, I think they must have like a bet or some sort of challenge going. And damn it, I'm here for all of that.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you know who wins that?
Us.
We do. Without question. We do. Once and Future number 9.
That's Bueno.
It's only number 9.
Right. And
Only
I'm
number
fully
9.
invested. I'm fully invested.
Yes, please and thank you.
Yeah. That's a toughie. Because one is like summer movie, and the other one is very like...
Let's end it on the summer movie.
All right.
Okay. So, Strange Adventures, number 3. Yes. Tom King, Mitch Gerards, Evan Shaner. Okay.
God, this creative team just... Is there anything that they've worked on together that has not been...
Maybe their taxes?
Maybe. Even then, I'm sure that's
probably a hell of a read. Like, the drama, I'm sitting there, quarter 4 is like, oh my God, I can't even,
Eisner worthy.
100%. Okay, confession time.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gave 2 craps about Adam Strange.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
you're in the right spot.
Ever, never, right? And I still don't know that I give a crap about Adam Strange, but I adore this series. Why is that? How is it that I'm enjoying a story about a character that I don't give a crap about?
It's master storytelling.
It is.
Like, it just really is. Because
it really is.
The only reason when this first was solicited,
Yeah.
the only reason I gave 2 poopies,
Yeah.
was the creative team. Like, okay, Tom King, Mitch Gerard, Evan Trainer. This is going to be awesome,
Trust. Simple trust.
and they execute.
Yeah.
Like, it's
They're doing such a great job. But okay, so here's confession number 2. I don't feel like much happens in this book. In this particular issue, I don't feel like there was something monumental that actually happened.
It's so satiating.
Yes.
Like,
how is that?
Yeah, because you've got one flashback, which is brutal.
Yeah.
Like when that
When
happens.
you see it spread out, you go, oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's what you capable of. Okay.
And then that interaction.
Dude.
Those 2 things. The person that they're someone to be like. I
Right?
can't really talk about it, but like there is a force to be reckoned with in this book. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. I feel like I might be missing something, only because it's so subtle what is actually going on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've got to be missing something that is just creeping up behind me, and it's adding to my enjoyment because I can't see what it is. I'm a writer myself, and I can't see where this is going, and I love it.
Yeah.
I do think she's a dead ringer for Olivia Munn, and I would love to see that movie. Pretty please. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're using Mr. Terrific in a way that is
Threatening.
yeah, like he is Mr. Terrific, and when you look at his resume and his capabilities, he's never really used anymore in a way
Right.
that you're like, oh crap, that really is the smartest person on the planet.
Yep.
And they're actually doing it.
Yep. 100%. Man.
So good. So good. Like, basically, if Tom King's written it and you haven't read it, you probably need to do
That's
that.
your fault, is really what we'll call it, because there's no other way to call it. Avengers, Fantastic Four, Empyre, #1. This is the big hoopla. This is what the big summer blockbuster has been promoting. And so here's the thing. I'll tell you why this made it up here for me.
Okay.
They have been promoting this in a particular fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Actively, ardently promoting it with one particular direction, showcasing the story, so you have a certain expectation of what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it does something else entirely.
Executed perfectly, actually.
Very, very well. To see what the actual threat is, did not see that coming at all. Despite how many different Empyre things did we see? Even the disrupted, release schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It was Empyre, and you see one sense of visual imagery throughout all of the promo ads.
Yeah.
And that ain't it.
Yeah. It was the rope-a-dope.
Super rope-a-dope. Like, I am mad proud of everyone.
Yeah, it's
involved
Al
in this.
Ewing and Dan Slott. Like, Al, pretty much everything Al writes is amazing. Dan Slott has just breathed life into the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
He just gets that group. Valerio, man.
Yeah.
The art is just
Solid.
It's
solid. Marty Garcia, the colors are fun, vibrant. I expect that creative team to be on a long-lasting title, something big. Like, this is an iconic shot of the Avengers right here.
Yeah,
absolutely iconic. Can we express the ness of this?
Yeah,
like
that was really
that.
cool.
I was like,
oh,
okay,
because that character now, based on that, has the ability to do.
Anytime they get into one, they can do that.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about that?
Yeah.
Now,
he's just flexing at that point.
And
what he does, it isn't just like.
But it's so on point.
Yeah.
It is so on point. And if we don't see that particular thing more often, I'm going to be hot.
Shame on everybody.
I'm going to be hot. Hot. I need to know what this weapon is.
Because it did something.
I need to know what that weapon
I didn't
is.
realize it could be done.
I didn't either, and I really need to know what that weapon is.
It was epic. The only problem I had with it
Yeah.
is I don't, like, let me see if I'm wrong. I would have loved for that to have been like a 2-page spread.
Yes, and more yes.
That's the only problem
That's
I
the
have
only,
with it.
yeah, because they played it down.
Yeah.
They played it down, and they shouldn't have, because that,
Because that would have made everybody's poop turn white.
everybody.
Because, like, you're in that situation and,
Whoa.
because that's like one of our big
Whoa.
guns that we're going to, and
Even though this, it still should have been bigger.
yeah,
It should have been what this is.
Yeah.
I agree. That's yeah. You know, a book is good when you have to nitpick silly stuff like that.
Yeah, you're like-
that image should have been
like,
bigger. That should have been a 2-page spread.
no, really,
Yeah.
really, really good. Here's what scares me about the series.
Yes.
Is that we have been hit with so many really, really atrocious Marvel blockbuster crossovers.
Yes.
That I'm like, don't give me hope.
Right?
Don't give me that little bit of joy.
Man,
But I don't know. Like,
my concern is that this is so big that you're almost guaranteed to have a couple of duds in there.
Yeah.
And this shouldn't get the dud treatment.
Marvel promised that coming out of this,
Yeah.
it would be a different landscape on Earth. So, as long as they're staying true to their word, this has
Okay.
the potential to do that.
Okay.
Because coming out of what happens in this issue,
Yeah. I need to know how this, in particular, will affect the X world.
right?
Because that, if they can get that on their side,
Yeah. Yeah.
problems. All kinds of problems.
Perfectly executed.
Yeah.
Just
Perfectly executed. And we have a threat that is not a defined quotient
Yeah.
at all. Like, Thanos comes, okay, there's things you expect.
Yeah.
Galactus comes, there's things you expect.
Yeah.
The Annihilation Wave, sure. Hydra,
Yeah.
any of those things. There's things you expect.
this, it's wide open.
You don't know.
That creative team can do anything.
Yes.
Because there are no defined boundaries or expectations.
Right.
Just, so good.
This is a perfect enemy. Perfect enemy. Yeah, so by all means, grab Empyre. 'Cause I'm not going to lie, man. I read this so cynically. I was like, oh,
yeah.
it's finally here. Okay, I'm going to read it.
Yeah. There's no Crusher Krill party. It's just good.
It's really good.
Damn it, Marvel.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to dash you. I'm so sorry. Like, that's really...
Yeah.
I turned the page and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. That's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I felt like... You know what this reminds me of? This is no lie. Okay, don't try to make fun of me, but this is absolutely true. Walk to the Wayback Machine with me. 2003, okay? May 2003. First part of it. X2 comes out. I'm literally in the theater, obviously like, yeah, X2, I'm going to watch it. It's cool. But in 2 weeks, The Matrix Reloaded comes out, and that's really all that matters. I said that. It's true. But listen.
But the thing is, if you would have...
Right? Like, come on. I didn't, But wait. So let me be honest here. I was the jerk. The opening scene with Nightcrawler. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I'm like,
Spoilers.
yeah. Like I lean up and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's cool. But I lean back, like, yeah, it's over. That's it. Like that was cool. When Wolverine is at the school, I squealed like a small child. I squealed, and. Because it was like, oh my God, That's how I felt right here. Because I'm just like, all right, I get.
Yeah. Kree, scroll, whatever. What? Hulkling, what?
Yeah, that was a whole.
Yeah.
It was a whole vibe for me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it was a whole mood. Okay, what are you gonna do? You can't call it all. Okay, but you can experience it, and it's fantastic. And if you want to experience this beautifulness all the time, first of all, click the like button on this episode. That lets us know that you dig what we're doing.
Comment.
Right?
Let us know what you thought of our choices,
Say
or what
it.
we missed, if we were right or if we were really wrong.
Yeah. And then to get this action in your DM, every week, click the subscription and the notification bell.
Yep.
Because we drops that for you, to you, by us.
Yeah.
You like it.
Yeah.
You know you do.
It's not bad.
It's Bueno.
Yeah.
With cheese.
That crumbly, like,
Oh,
white
oh,
cheese.
oh, you fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, you super fancy. Okay. Okay. It's time to go.